Well, I guess I might as well speak, since I'm not really doing anything. Yeah, hi. This is Teiyu, your emotional support animal. Bean must be protected at all costs. Yeah, your beans are important. Your hat is full of memes. Which ones? Tell me the memes. I'm actually wondering about, like, which memes I actually like, and which ones I would like to incorporate into my channel, you know? Like which doesn't necessarily have to be the same list, of course. I mean, you know, there are some memes that I like, but they would kind of get in the way if I had them as like sound alerts and stuff. I don't like memes that really get in the way of like the talking and the stuff. But something like an air horn or something, like if I make a horrible pun or something and then someone's going like that would be hilarious. You know? A crown for my king. Oh. Thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, honestly, crowns don't seem terribly comfortable, do they? Seasonal sound alerts. Ooh. Seasonal? That sounds like a lot of work. I can barely do things that end up being like permanent. So doing seasonal stuff, I don't know. Maybe at some point. It is gonna get a little warmer soon, and I tend to have a lot more energy when it's warm. So there's hoping. That is the wrong book. Let's see. Where did we leave off last time? Also, yeah, how is everyone doing? I hope you all are doing well. Doing well. I tried saying okay and well at the same time. I'm doing well. You get? That's good. Always happy to hear that. When Swami die, oh no. I don't know, I used to be like that. I guess I'm still, you know, when it's too warm, my brain kind of melts. But I don't know. I feel like in recent years at least, it's been like, even if I'm struggling with pollen and even if it's just a little too warm and I'm kind of suffering, I still end up doing more stuff than when it's cold. So, I don't know. Let's see. We stopped on the rolled self and the healing fantasy. Aw, cat. I'm... Thank you. I don't know, but like, I mean, if you, I mean, in what way? I mean, just being here is helping me. Just, you know, make me not feel alone, make me feel appreciated and stuff. Like I'm not doing this for nothing. You know, that means a lot, honestly. No one left behind. Okay. A bean, yeah. I am very much a bean. I like that word. I like how that's become one of those words you use to describe good people. That's cute. Now, sorry, it's gonna take a bit for me to get back into the swing of things. Okay, let's start reading. Well, first let me take a sip. Okay. So, Two styles of coping with emotionally immature parents. Healing fantasies and rolled selves are as unique as the children who invent them. But overall, children with emotionally immature parents cope with emotional deprivation in one of two ways: either internalizing their problems or externalizing them. Children who are internalizers believe it's up to them to change things, whereas externalizers expect others to do it for them. In some circumstances, a child might hold both beliefs, but most children primarily adopt one coping style or the other as they struggle to get their needs met. Which style you've adopted is probably more of a matter of personality and constitution than choice. And ultimately, both styles are an attempt to get needs met. As people move through life, they may go through periods of being more internalizing or externalizing, but their basic nature is likely to lean more one way than the other. However, the ideal is to balance these two approaches so that internalizers learn to seek help externally from others, and externalizers learn to look inside themselves for control. Let me move my microphone a little bit. And where did I put that? There it is. Pin those pages together. Okay. Internalizers are mentally active and love to learn things. They try to solve problems from the inside out by being self-reflective and trying to learn from their mistakes. They're sensitive and try to understand cause and effect. Seeing life as an opportunity to develop themselves, they enjoy becoming more competent. Arguably, they believe they can make things better by trying harder, and they instinctively take responsibility for solving problems on their own, which can be an issue. You know, you have to kind of try smarter, not harder, you know? Like a lot of the time we end up in these circles where we just keep doing the same thing and we believe, well, we just have to, if it's not working, we just have to do it more, you know? That's a common mistake. Pico Zoikum, hello there. How are you doing? You big old cutie. I hope you're doing well. What was I? Their main sources of anxiety are feeling guilty when they displease others, and the fear of being exposed as imposters. The biggest relationship downfall is being overly self-sacrificing and then becoming resentful of how much they do for others. Yeah. Externalizers. Externalizers take action before they think about things. They're reactive and do things impulsively to blow off anxiety quickly. They tend not to be self-reflective, assigning blame to other people and circumstances rather than their own actions. They experience life as a process of trial and error, but rarely use their mistakes to learn how to do better in the future. They're firmly attached to the notion that things need to change in the outside world in order for them to be happy, believing that if only other people would give them what they want, their problems would be solved. Their coping style is frequently so self-defeating and disruptive that other people have to step in to repair the damage from their impulsive actions. Externalizers feel that competent people owe them hang on. How do you hold books? How do you hold a book in a way that doesn't flop all over the place? Oh my god, hang on. There's gotta be a way. Okay, how about this? Does this work? Sure. Externalizers feel that competent people owe them help and tend to believe that good things have come to other people rather unfairly. Regarding self-image, they either have very low self-confidence or a self-inflated superiority. Or, you know, both. Because, you know, the thing about narcissism is that you ultimately have a very fragile sense of self-worth, but you kind of boast as if only you matter. Well, no, you don't even necessarily have to boast. It just has to be kind of this. Well, it's like a survival mechanism, right? look for yourself first, you know? Look for number one first. And yeah, you just kind of constantly comparing yourself and stuff. I'm getting sidetracked. They depend on external soothing, which makes them susceptible to substance abuse, addictive relationships, and many forms of immediate gratification. Their main source of anxiety is that they will be cut off from the external sources their security depends upon. The biggest relationship problems include being attracted to impulsive people and being overly dependent on others for support and stability. The main source of anxiety is that they will be cut off from the external sources. The biggest relationship problems include being attracted to impulsive people. I guess like attracts like? Or something? I don't know. Why would an externalizer be attracted to impulsive people? I don't know. Not sure I understand that part. Understanding the externalizer's worldview. It's hard to know which coping style has it worse. Internalizers certainly suffer more consciously, but their tendency to blame themselves has the silver lining of eliciting reassurance and support from others. In contrast, externalizers engage in behaviors that often exasperate and anger others, so when they need help, others typically want to keep their distance. However, externalizers usually keep acting up until somebody steps in to help them. Conversely, internalizers may suffer in silence and continue to look just fine even as they're breaking down inside. Often people don't offer internalizers assistance because they don't realize they need it. And keep acting up until somebody steps in to help them. This book will probably appeal mostly to people who are internalizers because it's designed to help people understand themselves and others, which typically isn't a strong interest of externalizers. Still, it's important for internalizers to understand the worldview of externalizers in order to deal with them more effectively, especially because most emotionally immature people are externalizers and struggle against reality rather than coping with it. They blame the outside world for their problems as if reality were at fault. If you think this sounds like the behavior of a young child, you're exactly right. Externalizing keeps people from growing psychologically, and it is therefore associated with emotional immaturity. Internalizing, on the other hand, promotes psychological development through the use of self-reflection. Because I'll cover internalizers in depth in Chapter 6, the rest of this chapter discusses various aspects of externalizing. Let's see how long the rest of this chapter is then. Okay, it's not too much more. I guess maybe I'll get to I don't know. Let's see. Please, let's keep some basic notes on where we are. Two styles of having to make the text visible. Two styles of coping with emotionally immature parents. Internalizers and externalizers. Internalizers, let's see. Internalizer. Jolly Beardo, hi. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Internalizers tend to look inward and try to improve themselves because they seek responsibility. Stevie, hi there. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Because they seek responsibility for problems within themselves. More likely to more likely to well, I'm not gonna say more likely to be self-destructive, because externalizers can be self-destructive by being, by destroying their relationships with others. But more likely to beat themselves up over things more likely to beat themselves up over things. Hang on, let me move this thing. Okay. May receive more outside support by appealing to nurturing instincts, but also quite likely to suffer alone in silence. Externalizers look outward for the source of their problems, tend to not seek self-improvement because they see responsibility for all their suffering in the unfairness of the rest of the world. May find external help by forcing others to deal with them, but are quite likely to push others away with their impulsive behavior. Confrontational behavior. Let's call it that. Plop, plop, plop. Externalizers create a vicious cycle of self-defeat. Externalizing tends to elicit punishment and rejection. In contrast to well-behaved externalizers act out their anxiety, pain, or depression. They do impulsive things to distract themselves from their immediate problems. Although this may help them feel better temporarily, it creates more problems down the road. When externalizers have to face the consequences of their impulsivity, They're vulnerable to strong but brief feelings of shame and failure. Oh, I've quite been super forgetting to take my meds properly. Oh dear. So I'm a ball of depression and anxiety. Oh no, Pedo. Why did you forget about that? Oh man. I mean, for like the whole week? The whole 3 weeks? I guess in that sense it's a good thing that I notice very quickly when I haven't been taking my antidepressants. Because the side effects of forgetting about that kick in very quickly. I don't know, I got this app that after forgetting about it for like way too often in a short period of time, and it just, I fed it these times where it's supposed to remind me, and I have to press a button to make to tell it that I did it. And well, at least I haven't forgotten about it since. And yeah, it tends to kind of fall into the background, so I hope it still serves its purpose, but it is at least a constant reminder that I need to keep reminding myself. I have half a bottle still in my prescription, just got auto-refilled. Oh no. That is not good. Well, I hope you're gonna get better soon. In the meantime, if there's anything I can do for you, like, go ahead, I can try. That's what I'm here for. You're live? Like streaming or what? Or alive? Alive, yeah, that you are alive, yeah. That's that's a good start. Vulnerable to strong but brief feelings of shame and failure. Packets and happiness I would, yeah. Man, imagine if we could just send people happiness. I mean, no, I'm not gonna go there. No. Oh yeah, thank you. It's like quite belated at this point, but yeah. Thank you. I appreciate the thought. However, they usually use denial to avoid shame, rather than wondering whether or how they might need to change. This lands them in a vicious cycle of impulsivity, followed by feelings of failure that prompt still more impulsivity. As a result, externalizers repeatedly feel brief bursts of low self-worth and a sense of being bad. To avoid total self-hatred, they rid themselves of shame by blaming others and making excuses. This strategy doesn't win them much sympathy, except among fellow externalizers, so they often end up without the emotional support they were seeking. Some might argue that it is possible to buy happiness, but those people are probably glossing over some bad side effects. Or, just trying to sell you some hokey stuff. That too. Externalizers seek solutions outside themselves. Externalizers don't get a chance to grow or learn from mistakes because they expel stress as soon as it hits. Believing that problems need to be solved by someone else, they look to others to make them feel better, sometimes with a hint of resentment about not being helped sooner. You might picture them as always looking for an external power source to plug into, while internalizers have their batteries included. Of course, sometimes internalizers need a recharge, but they don't routinely make their problem someone else's issue. Left unchecked, an early externalizing coping style results in emotional immaturity. Most emotionally immature parents have an externalizing coping style. Because they're always looking outside themselves to feel better, externalizers don't work to develop better self-control. They get overwhelmed by emotion and either deny the seriousness of their problems or blame other people. They are overwhelmed by either deny the seriousness or develop. Externalizers think reality should conform to their wishes, whereas more mature people deal with reality and adapt to it. True happiness is when you sleep so well you end up with marks on your arms. Ain't that the truth? I mean, hang on. Is that actually good sleep then? I feel like something went wrong if you have marks on your arms. Because that feels like you've been stopping the blood flow. I'm overthinking this, sorry about that. Externalizing in children promotes emotional dependency and enmeshment with the parents' dynamics. Further, emotionally immature parents may indulge in an externalizing child because doing so distracts them from their own unresolved issues. When dealing with an out-of-control child, parents don't have time to think about their own pain from the past. Instead, they can take on the role self of the strong parent helping a weak, independent child who couldn't get along without them. Although externalizing children often struggle with behavioral problems, impulsivity, emotional volatility, and even addictions, these ways of acting out have the advantage of making their distress visible. Their pain doesn't stay unseen as it does with internalizers, though it may be misinterpreted as defiance, opposition, or senseless troublemaking. Makes my hands feel tingly just thinking about it too. Externalizers exist along a continuum of severity. Externalizing exists along a continuum of severity. At the extreme end are predatory, sociopathic people who see others as resources to exploit, with no regard for their rights or feelings. Milder or quieter externalizers can look like internalizers because they're so non-confrontational, but they can be identified by their belief that others should change. That said, milder externalizers may be amenable to growth and self-reflection as they get older. An example of mild externalizer was a man who came to therapy because he frequently lost control when stressed and shouted at his wife and kids. He had been raised in a rigid family in which he was hit and humiliated if he made a mistake, so he had plenty of role models for externalizing behavior. However, because he sincerely wanted things to be better at home, he worked hard to accept his wife and children as sensitive people in their own right, who needed to be worked with rather than overpowered. Mild externalizers can show up in many forms. As mentioned, on the surface they may seem to be internalizers. The key is whether they blame others for their unhappiness, as in the next story. Ah! Goblin, hi there! It's the Goblin! How's the Goblin? I hope the Goblin is doing well. Also, congrats on being first, Beardo. Hydrate? Yes, I shall. Thank you. Yeah, I wonder how long my voice is going to hold out today. Let's see about that. My health hasn't been the best recently. I might get one of those, what do you even call them? One of those humidifiers, but for yourself, you know? Like a thing that makes... No, do the voice reading? No. There are voices that are easy on my throat. And, you know, I don't have a time on it. So I'll just do it for as long as I'm comfortable with. Don't worry about it. Air purifiers? No. I do have an air purifier, but like, I mean a thing that you fill with, those Vicks ones. Kinda? I guess? Like an entire machine, and then you put on the mask, and it evaporates the saline solution that you put in it, and you inhale it, and it moistens up and selenites? Is that a word? Your whole system. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I've been doing the thing with just holding my face over a bowl filled with hot water. But, your body is like it's basically salt water. So, and the salt doesn't, if it's just whoopsie daisy. If the water is just evaporating, then the salt doesn't come with it. Yes. 000. Was that a hidden message? Who knows? What was I? Yeah. So, to really have the best effect, it needs to come with the salt. So, yeah. So it does have the same principle as like my actual air humidifier, which is just basically a fan on top of a bucket. I mean, I don't know, maybe there's more to it, but as far as I can see, it's just a fan on top of a bucket. Calls itself like nano cloud and something, but it's a fan on top of a bucket. But yeah, apparently it works to actually spread the water in a way that's different from just evaporating. I don't know. That's too sciencey for me. I'm just a little bean. I don't know about stuff like this. Anyway, let's listen to Rodney's story. On the surface, Rodney seemed to be an empathic internalizer who tried to keep everybody happy. He allowed his wife, Sasha, to tell him what he could and couldn't do, giving her full veto power over his activities. He came to therapy because he was depressed and felt he had lost himself. He was afraid of making Sasha mad and never challenged her because he feared she would leave him. Outwardly, he declared himself responsible for his choices, but he secretly blamed Sasha for restricting his life. In true externalizing fashion, he saw her as controlling his happiness and unhappiness and felt that he wasn't free to do what he wanted without her permission. But weren't you the one who gave her that power? Rodney had grown up with an overbearing mother who didn't give him much real nurturance, and as an adult he still saw himself in the role of an overpowered child, now controlled by Sasha. In one therapy session, he pictured himself as a prisoner, a man in chains, a highly externalizing image. Rodney's wasn't flamboyantly demanding like many externalizers, but just the same, he believed the solutions to his problems were up to someone else. Until he began to recognize this dynamic, he remains just as stuck in his problems as a more severe externalizer. Fortunately, after being in therapy a while, Rodney saw what he'd been doing and began to speak up for himself. Sasha had no idea he was so upset. She had simply been taking the lead because Rodney never expressed his wishes. Interesting. 6 solutions. Contradictory. I mean, I guess. Was it contradictory? Like, in his view, it all made perfect sense. Like, I was thrown off for a minute. I was thrown off for a minute because at first it sounded like he actively gave her control, but it's more like he just assumed that she would want to be in control, and that he shouldn't be acting, that he shouldn't be taking the reins in any regard. And Interesting. It's interesting. What notes can I take on that? Children with externalizing style are more vulnerable to enmeshment with a parent, and a parent might see the child as a welcome excuse to not deal with their own mess. Since they're so busy being the strong adult taking care of the helpless child acting up. Put those quotation marks in there. Externalizers exist on a spectrum. Extreme ones may be downright sociopathic, using others as resources for themselves, while more mild ones might even look like internalizers. For example, they might be very quiet and try not to 쏘ʀᴄဃ, hi. How are you doing? Glad to see you. They might be very quiet and try not to ruffle any feathers, but they'll secretly resent others for they might resent others for forcing them to wait. How do you working hard? Yeah, I try. I try. I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. You know, it ain't easy. I'm a little beside myself. But I'm trying to just keep on trucking. Come to think of it, I should be drinking some caffeine. Secretly resent others Hang on. How do I present this? How do I write this? They might be very quiet. They might be very quiet to quiet and passive to avoid being hated by others, but they'll secretly resent them for forcing this passivity on them, even though they even if they only assume that passivity is expected of them. I'll be here listening to you study. Aw. Okay, I won't be getting any Joe though. Joe ain't for me. He's not my guy. I need tea. So because, you know, tea gets absorbed less quickly by your system. So I think it works better for me. I mean, I tend to I don't know. I have very inconsistent experiences with caffeine. You know? I think it's one of those oopsie daisy ADHD things. Sometimes it just makes me still tired but jittery. And sometimes it does work to make me a little more awake. But I think I've been having a better track record with tea. If coffee makes you sleepy, there is a chance that you might have ADHD. I think. Don't quote me on that. But, like, maybe Google that real quick. Actually, I should be Googling that. If I'm making claims like that, I should be doing the research to make sure it's right. If coffee makes you sleepy, do you have ADHD? Some adults with ADHD find that caffeine doesn't wake them up or make them sleep. Doesn't wake them up or make them sleepy. Is it true? Some people with ADHD get tired when they drink too much caffeine. This is not usually a thing. Where is it? This is not usually going to be due to drinking the caffeine itself, though the effects of caffeine do play a role. The tiredness is going to occur due to losing sleep because of the caffeine that you've taken in your system. If you drink a lot of caffeine throughout your day, particularly if you consume energy drinks, you might have more problems with getting enough sleep. You sure? Good. This is on BetterHelp. I'm not sure if I trust you guys. I don't know. Okay, take it with a grain of salt. This doesn't do much. Actually, I drink coffee sometimes before bed because actually it does that to me sometimes. I have heard that, like that if like there's a window where drinking caffeine will actually help you sleep. Like if you do it right afterwards. But I drink coffee for the exact opposite effect in the mornings. Oh. Kind of applies to me because I could down a cup of joe in the night and still sleep like a baby, but I'm a coffee addict. Too much, I drink just a cup of coffee with a ton of milk. I think I'm okay, maybe. We may never know. I don't know. I'll put a pin in that. I'm not convinced one way or another. Okay, where were we? Rodney's story, right. Rodney, my man, I'm glad he's better. Externalizers can be abusive siblings. Who knew? Coffee tangent, yeah. Everyone needs one of those. Many of my clients who are internalizers have lived with out-of-control externalizing siblings. These clients all had the same situation. Wow, I just had a flashback to my sister, my eldest. I think she is an externalizer. I just realized. She wasn't downright abusive or anything, she's just annoying. Sorry, just same. Like, I just keep thinking of the last time I tried to really reach out to her and like try to actually build some kind of a positive relationship with her. I brought her bouldering and you know, already on the drive there, things went a little awry because, you know, I always walk or go by bike on the way there, but apparently the road is a little bit different when you drive the car. And blah, 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 blah. And then, well, then we were in the bouldering hall and, you know, in front of the wall. And I started trying to explain the rules to her because, you know, it's a sport, so it has rules. And she just looked at me and went like, you know, I hate that. And I was like, I still have no idea what she meant by that. Like, which part exactly do you hate? Like, having rules explained to you? It's just like, yeah, that kind of, oh yeah, you're clearly doing this in order to annoy me. Like, you are specifically setting out to annoy me. Like, that seems to be the kind of thought pattern she has for some reason. And that seems very externalizing. Anyway. Boundaries, what? Some just be like, attack for no reason, you know? It's just like, yeah. Oh, by the way. How do I... Let me add to the title. Content warning. Possible mentions of heavy stuff. Just heavy stuff in general. Okay. Because I just kind of skimmed ahead and saw the words sexual abuse. So, yeah. Everyone be aware that sometimes this book just kind of brings up the heavy stuff just offhand. If you're young enough, you just sound the parent alarm. I don't know, I don't think I ever did that. Because, well, probably at some point as a little kid. But I think I was too concerned about, like, making trouble and stuff. Trigger warning, heavy stuff. Yeah. It's gonna get heavy. These clients all had the same situation. A predatory, indulged sibling, whether older or younger, made life miserable for them as children while their parents did nothing to intervene. If the sibling was bored or upset, he or she took it out on the client. Their parents often saw the externalizing sibling as special in some way and let them get away with all kinds of bad behavior. In some cases, this even took the form of sexual abuse, which my clients either didn't report because they thought their parents wouldn't believe them, or did report, only to have their parents defend the abusive sibling. Externalizing siblings can also perpetrate emotional abuse, ruling the family with their troubles and tantrums. While the internalizers felt like they couldn't get away with anything, the externalizing siblings were let off the hook repeatedly. Emotionally immature parents often placate or rescue externalizing children. Often this seems like the only solution because the externalizers keep making impulsive choices that make their lives unmanageable. Okay, it wasn't like this for me, not at all. She definitely caused trouble, but not really by abusing me or anything like that. She was just a pain. But she also wasn't treated special or anything. In a family with an externalizing sibling, the parent's attitude is often to silence any complaints of unfairness by the internalizers, telling the child to try to get along or to understand the sibling's problems. For the parent, nothing is worth getting a kid who externalizes upset. The message to internalizers is that they should put their needs on a back burner and instead focus on what the externalizer needs. Externalizers are also prone to wrongly accusing others of abuse, presenting themselves as the wronged victim who needs special attention. One innocent woman was shocked when her younger brother, an externalizer, accused her of sexually abusing him in childhood. When he was little, she had sacrificed much of her teen life taking care of him because their parents were focused on chronically ill grandparents. Her brother's unfounded accusation fit his pattern of casting about for external reasons why he couldn't manage his life. Their parents sided with him immediately, even after my client swore that nothing had happened. The roles her parents and brother played as rescuers and helpless victim were too well established for the facts to have a bearing. Like the mafia, like we blackmail each other with information. Nothing that passes the moral line. Oh god, I hope so. That is kind of wild. Children can be pretty wild. But how do you blackmail each other? Like, I mean, hang on. That is an interesting power dynamic. Like, you can't talk about that thing because then the other one is going to talk about that thing. But the other wouldn't dare to talk about that thing because then you're going to talk about the other thing, and then, oh god, that is weird. Like, I'll tell you if you don't give me a candy kind of blackmail? Maybe. That does sound a lot cuter, at least. The candy mafia. The continuum of coping, mixed styles. Like everything in human nature, personality characteristics don't occur in pure forms. Hang on. Do I need to... Like, we knew each other's grades and stuff, we forged our parents' signatures, that kind of stuff. Oh. Oh, wow. That is kinda devilish. Interesting. Would you consider that, like... Do you consider yourself having a good relationship with your sibling? Or siblings? Um, Personality characteristics don't occur in pure forms. Rather, any given traits exist along a continuum. Internalizing and externalizing occur on a spectrum, with the most severe examples of each differing profoundly from one another. Under the right conditions, each type can display behaviors and attitudes ordinarily associated with the other types. For instance, once externalizers hit rock bottom, they sometimes open up to the idea that they may need to change instead of expecting the world to adjust to them. And when under severe stress, some internalizers start reacting as impulsively as any externalizers. Yeah. It's better because we are all older. Okay, so that stuff for when I was 8, 11, that was long ago. I was wondering because, well, for one thing, I'm just curious, but also for another thing, I was wondering because I wasn't sure if that mafia thing was like a positive or a negative. Because I hear a lot of stories about siblings who are like horrible to one another but still love each other. And I wasn't sure if it was like one of those things or, you know, something else. Externalizers can become more internalizing. Ultimately, externalizing and internalizing are just two sides of being human. Everyone can show more or less of either style depending on circumstances and where they fall on the continuum. That said, people who seek therapy or enjoy reading about self-help are far more likely to have an internalizing style of coping. They are always trying to figure out what they can do to change their lives for the better. In contrast, people who externalize their problems are more likely to end up in treatment due to external pressures, such as courts, marital ultimatums, or rehab. Much of addiction recovery is geared toward nudging externalizers toward adopting a more internalizing coping style and taking responsibility for themselves. You could even think of groups like AA as a movement designed to turn externalizers into internalizers who become accountable for their own change. Oh, interesting. Like that whole that whole thing about like, Lord, grant me the wisdom to hang on. What was it? Wait, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong browser. Alcoholics Anonymous motto. The Serenity Prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, worse, rebuffs these overtures. Internalizers may go on the lookout for someone to save them. A classic externalizer approach. Octavi, hi there. Literally my own sibling's therapist, oh dear. I hope you're not overextending yourself in that regard. I'm not sure if that's a dynamic that's really healthy. Yeah, Octavi, hi, how you doing? You look nonplussed. Maybe this helps explain many midlife crises, wherein previously responsible people seem to reverse some of their values in surprising ways. They seem to suddenly reject obligations and responsibilities as they seek a more personally rewarding life. But in light of the typical internalizer profile, perhaps the midlife metamorphosis isn't so sudden or surprising after all. Maybe it's a result of years of self-denial, followed by the internalized realization that other people's needs have come first way too many times. Substance abuse is another way that internalizers can adopt an externalizing solution under stress, as you can see in the following story. Just give them advice and mean advice. I feel common sense, honestly. Okay, that's fair. Most people. Yeah, common sense doesn't necessarily have to be too common. Which, I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out if you can blame people for not having common sense. Like, stuff should be common sense, but common sense is kind of a privilege, you know? Common sense is a myth? Yeah. Probably, yeah. I mean, a lot of things that are considered common sense also aren't. That is a big thing. You know, like common sense about like gender questions and stuff. Ron's story. Ron was a lifelong internalizer with chronic back pain who constantly tried to please his self-involved mother and critical boss. He originally came to therapy with an internalizer's perspective, looking for ways he could change his life. But as work stresses increased and he began to feel the loneliness and lack of support in his life, he started externalizing by taking more pain medication and drinking more. Finally, Ron confessed to me that he thought he was going too far in abusing alcohol and pills, and shortly thereafter he sought residential treatment to get his addiction under control. With specialized care, he was able to return to using his own inner coping as the way to solve his problems, rather than turning to the externalizing escape of drugs. Exercise, okay. Currently having an exercise. Identifying your coping style. This exercise will help you identify whether you tend to be more of an internalizer or externalizer. If you'd like to use the checklists below to assess other people and see which coping style seems to characterize them, use the downloadable version of this exercise available at www.newharbinger.com/31700. Okay, hang on. Newharbinger.com 31700. And there it is. What's wrong, Tabby? What's up? There you go. Sorry for punching the mic. It was not on purpose. Exercise. Identifying your coping style. To become healthy by our book. Take that, Mike! You've crossed me for the last time. Identifying your coping style. Wait, no. nuharbinja.com 3170000. Okay. Okay, and then we go to the next page. Next page is empty. Oh, okay. There we go. Oh dear. That ended up being a lot more to what I tried. Note that the attributes listed below lie at the extreme ends of the spectrum, accentuating the basic differences in how these two types approach life's challenges. As a reminder, in real life, people are likely to exist somewhere along a continuum for these traits. Still, most people will resemble one type more than the other. Approach to life. Get your butt over here. Living in the present moment and not considering future consequences. In the present, not considering future consequences. Right. Externalizer traits. Thinking solutions come from the outside. Solutions come from the outside. I used to have a lot of traits like this, actually. Oh, interesting. Looking to others to improve things. What should someone else do to make things better? To others for improvement. What should someone else do to improve things? Act first, think later. Underestimating difficulties. Response to problems. Reacting to whatever is going on. That is a very weird point. That doesn't really mean anything. Ma'am, I have questions. Viewing problems as someone else's fault. Viewing problems as someone else's fault. Can be very tempting. Blaming circumstances? Well, blaming circumstance can actually be a good thing. You know, you just have to, what was it? You know, people with healthy self-esteem tend to, when they succeed, they tend to be like, yeah, the fact that I succeeded means that I have talent and I did the right things and stuff. And when something didn't go right, they tend to go, well, I guess things just didn't line up the way they should have for me to succeed. So it doesn't mean that I'm bad at something. It just means that things weren't. It wasn't in the cards, I guess. Can be healthy. Can be healthy to think that way. Although of course you still have to consider your own role in it, you know. Like, hey, in what way did my actions influence this and stuff? Blaming circumstances. Getting others involved in their problems. Denying or escaping reality to feel better. Psychological style. Being impulsive and self-focused. Believing emotions have a life of their own. Oh, yeah. Yeah, like that thing. My rage got the better of me. I couldn't do anything about it. I am helpless. That is very toxic. Getting mad easily. Ah. Oh dear. Aria, thank you so much. Oh gosh. Hi there. How was your stream? You were playing Pokemon, right? Thank you so much for the raid. Analog, hi! How are you doing? Oh gosh. Albatross, welcome back. And Pygmy! Oh hey, this is the first time. This is your first time here. Hi, glad to see you. And Rafia, welcome. And Hattie 05? Is it Hattie or Hattie 05? Rev Bunny! And thanks for the lurk again, Albatross. Yeah, stream was good? That's good. How far did you get? You were playing Pokemon Violet or Scarlet, right? Mostly testing if I can play Switch games. For some reason I thought you had already been streaming that game. So yeah, let me shout you the heck out. SO to the Platypus Puff. And one of these two. Get you one of these for the Platypus. Already at the end game was just doing some raids and talk. And then you raided me, which I'm very grateful for. Thank you. Yeah, Aria is a big old sweetheart, and she's very cute, and she is an amazing artist. Like, I don't say that lightly. I'm very picky about art, and I adore her style. Like, it's so lively and crisp, and so good. It's very good. So yeah. Also, hi Raiders. welcome. I'm a little bit out of it because I haven't been streaming for a while. And oh, Draco, hi. Welcome. Doing good. Still a lot of problems with PC and many other things, but whatever, I get used to pain. I hope you're doing well. I hope I can ease your pain a little bit. Hypnotic psychosis. Are you getting your master's or doctorate for psychology? I'm not actually formally studying psychology. I'm just reading a self-help thing. But I do try to I do hope to become a mental health content creator. And I hope to, get the help of like a real professional eventually to at least help keep me on track to make sure that I don't spread any nonsense, because, you know, it's important to me. Like, I'm very aware of, like, you know, how much harm I could be doing by spreading false stuff. So, yeah. Please do criticize me if I'm making mistakes. Did it make you read Michel Foucault? Foucault, that is... I recognize the name. Like, as I said, I'm not studying psychology. Crunchy, yeah. Good crunch. Foucault, that seems... Hang on, what did he do? What did he do? Foucault, Michel Foucault is a philosopher. Literary critic, yeah, I think I got his, I think I learned some of his, theories, in, like, more media study focused stuff. Foucault will hurt your brain. Oh, hang on. Well, what did he do? Les hétérotopies. Discipline and Punish. The History of Sexuality. Madness and Civilization. Okay, none of this is ringing a bell. I know. But yeah, no, I absolutely make mistakes. Analog. Like, let's not even joke about that. Like, I am full of mistakes, because I'm human. As much as it doesn't look like it. Order of Things is a main Michel Foucault book. Adult children are the worst. They end up being bitter adults, so psychopathic, sociopathic, like Amber Heard. Let's not bring out subjects like Amber Heard necessarily, because that is very divisive. There's a lot of political baggage associated with that whole trial. So let's not call out specific people. That was a crunch. Order of Things. Order of Things. That is, a lot of his ideas were used in building communism. Ooh. His books and theories are interesting. But I definitely recognize the name. Believe me, your mistakes are second to none compared to mine. Analog. Please don't, please don't be so hard on yourself, basically. But I have made, like, crazy mistakes in my life. Like, you wouldn't believe it. I've come a long way towards being in any way presentable as someone who's trying to help people. Let me say that. It's all about trying your best to improve. As long as you keep trying and you're genuinely looking at yourself and trying to improve, then no one can or should be criticizing you for your mistakes. Well, I mean, you should criticize people for their mistakes, but, constructively. The point is, don't be so hard on yourself, please. You're doing good. Don't worry. I only know a different Amber who gets ignored by video game players. I don't get the reference. But yeah, Arya gets hat pats, yeah. It's the truth. If I didn't do some stuff, I probably would be in a better place. Everything now I'm in a point to destroy my future. Analog. Man, I don't know. Will... This is... Okay. Let's... Hang on. I'm gonna do this thing. Eventually, I'm gonna open up the vent channel on my Discord again. And then we can talk more at length about that stuff. But other than that, like, I very much know the feeling of, like, you know, destroying my life. Like, I've been doing it my whole life, and I made a video about that yesterday, and yeah, you know whatever I'm talking about, then you know, okay. I don't know. Sorry, I'm a little bit. I'm not quite there today. Can't really think very good. So this is a little bit much right now. So, but man, I hope I can help you. I think we should not put ourselves down too much. The best you can do, be a better version of yourself than you were yesterday. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Three Thunders, hi. How are you doing? Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying about, like, if your voice is gentle, the way you speak is soft and relaxed, calm, you'll do great. Oh, thank you. At least I feel a little better mentally compared to 2 months ago. I was dead back then. Man, I'm glad you're doing better. I hope I can help you, and, you know, I mean, I hope you can find help. Like, I don't want to make it contingent on me or anything. Some adult children say some of the most heinous things on social media, trying to ruin people's lives over pointless things. Yeah. Hope I didn't overwhelm you with the rate. No, it's cool, it's cool. It's just hard because I want to be there to give advice to people, but I'm not good at thinking on my feet, you know? So, I don't know. I feel like I could say some valuable things, but, you know, to analog specifically right now for this situation, but it's just not coming to me. There's just too many things going around in my head. Best to accept your mind space is not there right now and try to think about those stuffs later when better. Yeah. Taking time off social media should be on everyone's to-do list these days, yeah. It's hard to know what to say sometimes. Isen, hi! Welcome. Glad to see you. How you doing? I hope everyone's doing okay. God is overstimulated must give calm. Yes. Trying so hard to help others. Don't help myself. Forgot my existence to look at others. Yeah, see, this is what we're talking about. I mean, not right now, but we're gonna get to the internalizer traits. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. I feel like I'm one of those mixed forms, actually. Twitter and TikTok. 쏘촄 is a dumpster fire of angry people. Oh god. Sending calm. Okay. Okay. And gonna take a sip of my caffeine, ironically enough. Yeah, she's a lovely bean. Right away. Yes. We calm in here. We calm as tits. Tits that were calmed. Very much. Brr. Dorian! Hi. Oh, Dorian. Dorian, did I not? I didn't even make you a VIP yet. My god. How could I? Can I just make you a mod, like, right away? Like, I want to make you a mod. Can I make you a mod? I feel like I should make you a mod. Oops. Anyway, hi. Post and streamer, by the way. Yes. Oh, right. I did say yes. Awawa. Sure. Okay. Oh, God. And I'm calm again. Okay. Okay, need to get ready for bed now. Oh yeah, right, you're in Thailand. Okay, have a nice rest. Did I uncalm the goat? No, you didn't. You didn't. The goat is responsible for his own calmness. Yeah, rest well. Good night. Thank you again for the raid. Everyone who didn't follow Arya yet, go do that if you want to. And yeah. Alright. Right. I'll take care of that mod situation afterwards. Now let's get back to analyzing ourselves. Psychological style, getting mad easily. Rifia, thank you so much for the follow. Really appreciate it. Yeah, that is basically it. I really do appreciate it, yeah. Right, did I actually introduce myself? Yeah, I'm Teiyu. Teiyu, your emotional support animal. And I hope to become a mental health content creator. Actually, on that note, hang on. Let me just real quick. I haven't made a command for this yet, because I only just recently started actually using it, but this is my YouTube account. And already an hour and a half, yeah, I know, it's crazy. I am slowly starting to actually use this thing. And, well, first of all, for now, I only have like, some playlists on there, because, you know, I use music to try to direct my emotions, because for one thing, my emotions tend to be kinda not there. And I kinda need help to motivate me, to get me out of bed and stuff. And to just keep me rolling, and but also to stop me when I'm like, when I'm stuck on the computer and I need something to energize me. And also to when I'm in bed scrolling through my phone to tell me, hey, you can relax now, it's okay. You can shut off your brain and have a good night. And on that note, I've been also wondering about having regular shorts where I just wish you good night, because I don't know, I feel like that kind of thing helps me a lot, and I don't see that around a lot. So I hope that this didn't all sound like, hey, I'm advertising myself. I mean, I am advertising myself, but also I'm also like really curious, like if anyone feels like that's useful or if that's just me or something, because I feel like these. Oh, yeah, that I'm glad you think so. Yeah. I just yeah. Just trying out things. Just normally just want to give you points. I don't actually receive the points analog. I mean, I appreciate it, but you didn't have to give me points because I have infinite points. I have infinite well done cookies. Man, I need to make a graphic for those. God, I'm all over the places. The sentiment was nice, yeah. Well, yeah, it's very sweet. Important for society's evolution. Which stuff? The trying of stuff, or yeah, hydrate. Thank you. And also, stretch. Yeah, let's get a stretch in. Ugh. As a mental health worker, you will deal with evil people. Sociopaths smear the victims with rumors and make life difficult for them and never blame themselves for their own faults. Failures or faults. I mean, I try not to think in terms of evil. I'm analog. I'm not sure if the amount of telling me to calm down is actually going to increase their efficacy. I don't like to think of it in terms of like evilness, you know? I will say I think there are probably evil people. Like, there are people where it's just like, okay, like, you know, just please get them out of this world because it's just beyond the point of repair and they're just doing too much harm. But mostly I think people are just hurt, and most of them just don't have the tools that they need to deal with their own hurt and stuff, which is part of why I'm doing this. You know, I feel like if people knew better how to take care of themselves, the world would become a much better place, because, you know, I don't think those evil people that you're talking about are actually even happy people. Like, you know, I want those evil people to be happy, because if I think the things that would make them happy would actually mean that they stop being evil, because, you know, they're just externalizing this whole all their hurt and all their everything that is stressing them out. And, you know, yeah, if they didn't if they weren't so bad at that, then yeah. Anyway, sorry, my brain is not quite there. Yeah. Anyway, hi. Hi, Holmes. How you doing? You're everywhere. Analog really is everywhere. Especially with telling me to calm down. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. I could be doing a lot worse. Whew. Okay. I hope you're having fun, Analog. I mean, did I calm down? In comparison to when? I'm calmer than I have been at some other points. I will say that. Oh God. Okay, no. I'm so zen right now, dude. You wouldn't believe. Like, I'm like crazy zen. My breathing is calm and deep and moist. And Teiyu is one with the universe. The universe is Teiyu. Yes. I am. Yes. Wait, no. You know what? That's a good point. Moist. Yes. Okay, let's increase the present and no more. I might have to do that. I did not consider this routine being abused. Why am I moist? Because Didn't you know that your body is basically just a way to transport seawater across the earth? That's why you're moist. So that electricity can run through you. If I save up, I will go to 100k then. Well, I'm gonna need to think of some big point redeems then. Okay, let's get back to this friggin' book here, right? We're writing a book. Including how moist you could be if you were made as... You could... I am a moist log with feelings and goals, yes. If you were made as food, oh dear. Let's not go there. I'm not food. I am friend. Okay. Getting mad easily. Having no interest in the inner psychological world. Ah! Full screen! Hi there! How are you doing? How are you doing, Greenie? Please don't consume me. I mean, unless... Please consume my content. I would very much appreciate that. To be fair, any animal can be food one way or another. Yeah. Honestly, anything can be food, if you try hard enough. No interest in you. Relationship style. Expecting others to provide help. Thinking others should change to improve the situation. Expecting others to listen and tending to engage in monologue. Demanding that others stop nagging. That's something I never thought I would hear, but I can't disagree. Please disagree. I do not wish to be food. You can call me tasty if you want. I guess I can accept that. But why is it not stretching? But no more than that. Blup. Teiyu tasty F, yes. Totally not planning to monk multiple VTubers and make them into a feast. Yeah, that's good. That's good that you're not planning that. Yeah, I'm glad. That is a very healthy thing to not do. Vor Kings, yeah. Can't believe I actually already have a clip about me talking about Vor. I mean, I'm not into it, but I did. I can kind of get where they're coming from. You know, I should not have said that. God damn it. Anyway, you turn on streams at the best times. You do. You do. Wasn't that also the case last time I talked about Vor? Wasn't that also the time where you just came in, or someone came in just at that moment, like, okay. A goat, a cat donut, and a fish. A cat donut? That it. I mean, I know a brat cat, so I don't know why I'm surprised. How are you doing, Teiyu Bean? I don't know. I'm just trying to make it through the day. Internalizer traits. Loaf cat. Oh man, you know what? That's true. All cats are bred. Or potentially, at least. Huh. I hadn't considered that. Yeah, how are you, Greenie? I hope you're doing well. Hope life has eased up on you a little bit. Approach to life. Worrying about the future. Donut Cat V2, my other calm comfort streamer like you, Teiyu. Peter will come after us in the end, yeah. In the end, we are all food, and in the end of the end, we are all Peter. Oh, wait. Yeah. Thinking solutions start on the inside. Words like internalizing the partner. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you want, basically it doesn't get any closer and more intimate than having someone like literally inside of you. Like, I think that is probably where it comes from. I mean, you are the Galaxtamoon, so I guess it does make sense for me to not be safe from you. That's a lot. I'm gonna pull an all-nighter and it's 12:33 and I have to wake up at 4 class. Oh no. So your life has not gotten easier, has it? Oh, I'm so sorry. Being thoughtful and empathic. What can I do to make things better? School is hell, and that's a fact. That is true. It is, in fact, the first circle of hell. Thinking about what could happen. Overestimating difficulties. Response to problems. Trying to figure out what's going on. Don't get bored, but that is a good way of thinking about it, yeah. School is good if we learn in the right way, yeah, but there are very few schools that really teach in the right way, which is a bold statement, but yeah. I think, I mean, there are a lot of factors at play there. You know, there are some schools that just kind of, let you loose and encourage you to follow your interests. And that's a much more natural way to learn, but of course I'm not sure in how far that really prepares you for how society works. But also I'm not sure how far normal schools prepare you for that, so I don't know. Society of schools actually evolved with the time, so teleportation achieved, yeah. Depends on what kind of people are in the school that makes it work, like students, staff, and teachers. That's a part of it. But also just the general structure of it all. I tend to prefer thinking of seeing the problem in like the systems, and like no matter how well-intentioned the staff and teachers and stuff are, if the system is broken, then they can't really do anything to fix that. And you know, one of the really big traumatizing things about school in general is that you're just kind of at a young age forced to go into this basically prison thing and do stuff and then keep doing stuff, and Actually, man, that's... I faintly recall reading something about how, like... you know that whole alpha and beta thing study that is based on some study of wolves? But it turns out that study was actually faulty because it only described the behavior of wolves in captivity under stress. And I read something that I barely recall about how similar that is to how similar that is to the way children act in schools, because they are also, you know, in captivity basically and under stress, and then, you know, then power dynamics work in a particular way, and that causes a lot of issues. They're not, it's just the luck to find the right teacher, but before that is the parent. The parents don't teach the kids the right way of thinking. First the parents, then the teachers. And they do play a big role, definitely, yeah. The structure would be similar to people under stress. Back to the thing. Responsive problem. Wait, go away. Response to... There we are. Already on the next page. Looking for their role in causing a problem. What's my part in this? Engaging in self-reflection and taking responsibility. Figuring out problems independently and working on them. Dealing with reality as it is and being willing to change. Psychological style. Thinking before acting. Believing emotions can be managed. Feeling guilty easily. Finding the inner psychological world fascinating. Relationships style. There's always types of students in the classroom, like the fab ones, the bully group, the nerds and the silent ones, maybe more. That's so. I'm not sure if that's true. Like I had a group of bullies, but those kinda intersected with the nerds, and the ones who would generally be the bullies didn't actively bully me. Like they kinda they did kinda make fun of me, basically, like all of them, all of my schoolmates, but they were generally more chill, while there was a real group of people who were actively hostile to me, but who weren't generally bullies. You know, I don't know. There's that one kid that screams in the hallway during a test. Is that so? I don't think we had that one. Though, one interesting example that is coming to mind is like this kid who came in late. And I guess it really felt like he immediately sussed me out as like the weak the bottom of the barrel, the bottom of the social ladder, and he immediately like actively started picking on me in order to elevate himself. Kid who always has a broken bone, the kid who is so emo it hurts. Interesting. that is a rogue gallery. The point is that with what we learn, we can open our mind, but no one appreciates that even the math that everyone says is useless can be very useful, not only in our daily life, but also in our open mind. If we can solve this stuff, then we can do more than that, and our mind can think more complicated. Without them, everything will be very difficult for us. Yeah, I mean, that is definitely true. Like, there's definitely something to, you know, the value of math that goes unappreciated. Ah, Light the Lich! Hi! Light! Welcome, welcome! Glad to see you. How you doing? What was I? Yeah, like, yeah, math really helps you, it's a framework for thinking, exactly. It really helps you, well, basically, it helps you with logic, you know? Yeah, because logic is basically just math. So, yeah, it really helps you be more, objective, I guess. Yeah. The problem is just that, you know, you end up learning a lot of math that really doesn't do much for you unless you really go into a direction like that. And also the way it is taught can be really bad. Like I realized a few years ago that I'm not actually bad at numbers. Like I do have a brain for it. But I think I was so traumatized by math class early on that, you know, my brain just immediately shuts down when I'm looking at too much math. Finally home from work and shopping for the next week, eating my early dinner and chillax. Nice. That sounds good. Yeah, that sounds good. I hope work was good. Okay. I'm not as bad as Dia was yesterday, but I'm a little beside myself. Hope work went well, yeah. By the way, shout out to Gianella ET, was it like this? Shout out to Gianella VT like this. There we go, yeah. She's like an actual psychology student and also has a very pleasant voice, like butter, like smooth butter. And she's just an angel. Although, like, yeah. A little bit of a gremlin, but in an angelic way. So yeah, math is a chain. You losing 1 year, you losing everything. My experience, oh dear. That's so. I hope not. Can slice your brain like butter too? I haven't tried. I don't know. There's a term for a phobia of math. Oh wow. In a mental way. I'm not sure how to picture that. I'm gonna need more data on that. Anyway, relationship style. Thinking about what others need first. Arithmophobia. Oh yeah. You know what? I don't think I'm quite at that point that it's a phobia. But, I don't know. Maybe there are stages to it. Even ancient Greek are very useful to open your mind. Most of the Greek students hate them, but can't understand how useful they are in the way of thinking. Oh yeah, you're Greek, aren't you? Ah, thanks for the hydrate. And another stretch. Cannot add and subtract to save my life. Huh. That is interesting. Like, you mean just in your head, right? But wait, how do you do high-level calculus in your head? Basically having a count on your head to complete any piece of math in front of you, which is stressful. Oh. Is that what it is? That's interesting. That would make sense with, you know, the trauma at hand. Because, you know, the voice is so calm. Don't talk yourself down and let others do that. They're wrong. I'm going to fight them all if I have. I don't think anyone was doing that. Well. I mean, yeah. I don't think I was belittling myself or anything. I'm just, you know, I'm aware of, like, that I'm not at the top of my game right now. I'm grateful here that we create the math that everyone hates, pretty much everything here. And high enough level math is about formulas and patterns, and the actual calculator bit does seem a lot harder sometimes. Oh. Okay. Thanks, Light. Degree in math and can't do basic addition and subtraction to save my life sometimes. Okay. That's interesting. Man, I don't want to become that person who is like, man, you sound like you have ADHD, but that sounds like ADHD to me. Because that is like one of the big things that I use to describe how my ADHD works, is the fact that I understand numbers, but when I try to do calculations in my head, I just mess them up because I don't have the I don't have the RAM for it, you know? Like I end up forgetting where I was in the steps of doing the calculations, and I forget which mid result I got and stuff like that. Yeah. Ironically enough, this goat has no RAM. Okay, anyway. Need to get yourself a self-depreciation. No! Was I self-deprecating? I don't think I was. No. Was a streamer? Yeah. What? Yeah, I am awesome. I'm so awesome. Force my doctor to diagnose me soon. Okay. Go ahead and do that. Thinking about what others need first. Where was it? There's it. Considering changing self to improve the situation. Requesting. Requesting. There we go. Dialogue about a problem. And wanting to help others understand why there's a problem. Okay, you know what?
Me, Teiyu, your emotional support animal, and will cuddle you up until your messy mind called depression and anxiety
You?
will be gone.
Yes, hi. I hope you appreciated that. Anyway. That's sweet, but that is making me confused. Okay, I'm glad you had the stream in the background while this Discord stuff. Was not expecting that. I love how shocked everyone is when I do that voice. Simple and even voice. Oh, nice. Maybe that's a German trait. Thank you. Okay, now. Let's see how we do on these traits. Let's see what style we have. Something better. Ooh. Do tell. Gonna go through them and take notes on how many points I gather. And you're welcome to play along. Approach to life. Okay, first of all, internalize the traits. Your approach to life is that you worry about the future a lot. That is me. 1 point for internalizer. I have to wait for the routine to put it. Okay. Thinking solutions start on the inside. True. Being thoughtful and empathic. What can I do to make things better? True. Thinking about what could happen. True. Overestimating difficulties. True. Wait for the next stream? What? Really? Is it only once per stream? That would be weird. Did I put it like that? I'm gonna have to look into that. Huh. Okay, hang on. I like that redeem. I want it more often. Hang on. Wait, no. You... Stream manager... viewer rewards... Channel points... Viewers can earn channel points... That's amazing. Can't believe they thought of that. Teiyu do voice. Edit. Cooldowns and limits. Limit redemptions per user per stream. That's weird. I put it at 1 per user per stream, but that... That should mean that anyone beside close screen should be able to do it. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Okay. Anyway. While I'm here. Roles manager. Get me this scumbag sorcerer in here. I need his masked as a moderator. Okay. Safe. There we go. Okay. Hi. Okay, should be fixed now. Give me a prompt. A lucky willow will be chosen by me, because I'll be doing the redeem for free. I found what you mean by give you a prompt. Tell me your best stage. Yes. I mean, it's not really a prompt thing. It's just a bleh. Yeah. The idea is that you just give me a voice to do, and I keep doing that while I do my usual commentary. But I mean, nothing speaks against you also giving me a script. It's just not necessary. Okay, where was I? I was reading a book. Right, yeah. Okay, right. Well, okay, so approach to life is I got the full Monty on Internalizer. Trying to figure out what's going on. I mean, I feel like this is kind of weighted, you know? I feel like a lot of these internalizer traits are just there to be a counterpart to the externalizer traits. Because a lot of these are just like, yeah, this is a healthy way to live. Just trying to figure out causes. Looking for their role in causing a problem. That is me. Engaging in self-reflection and taking responsibility, ideally. Ideally, at least. Taking responsibility, that is... You're a patient, yeah, good. I guess you're a doctor then. Sorry. Never mind. Figuring out problems independently and working on them. Thank you so much. Could not have you modded me. Thank you. I really appreciate it. If I was able to wait for 100k points, I can wait for 1k. Yeah. Thank you. But yeah, Dorian, really appreciate it. And I appreciate you too. It was. Figuring out problems independently and working on them. You know what? I'm gonna not give me a point for that, just to change things up. Dealing with reality as it is and being willing to change. I mean, I am willing. Hopefully. Thanks for the hydrate. And get me some more caffeine. You know, I will never tire of this. Fun fact about German. In German, coffee is Kaffee, and caffeine is Koffein. So it is exactly the other way around from English. It's O on one and A on the other, and you know, it's vice versa. Yeah, iced tea is great. I'm also drinking like mate kudasai. You know, tea, just tea, caffeinated tea. But it does contain water, so can't fault me. Kape. Oh, wonder what's flipped like that. Yeah, mate. No, not. It's not malt. It's mate, like MATE. Malte. Malte is a German name, actually. So can someone? No, just with one T. That is mate. Can someone actually? Can I myself remind me? Hang on, I'm gonna put a reminder to myself here. Fix my stupid scarf. Okay, ちょっと待ってください. Kape. I already grabbed my afternoon coffee, so no seconds for me today. Huh? Kape. Where was I? Man, I keep getting distracted. Dealing with reality as it is and being willing to change. Okay, yeah. Thinking before acting. I mean, mostly I overthink things. So yeah. Although I do have my moments where I, good old Lindsay C. Gibson. Hey, Pelacity, how are you doing? Already had a coffee and not getting the second one. Yeah. Believing emotions can be managed. Yes. Feeling guilty easily. Yes. Finding the inner psychological world fascinating. Yes. Relationship style, thinking about what others need first. I wouldn't go that far necessarily. I don't know, I'm not sure about that one. Considering changing self to improve the situation. Yeah. Requesting dialogue about a problem. Hopefully, I do try. Wanting to help others understand why there's a problem. That is very much me. Okay, so, yeah, that's pretty much almost all of it. Why is this describing me? Yeah, I don't know. Although, I don't know. I feel like this is like very general and kind of free, a lot of this. But also maybe I just feel like that because it's me. Man, I crashed hard today and because of that didn't get to go food shopping, so I guess fast food for me. Oh no. Very horoscopy, oh dear. Ah, yeah, that... It do be like that, don't it? It do be like that. Yeah. Man, that is scathing. Ooh. Got a twinge of Barnum effect in there, yeah. Yeah. Like, I do feel like one criticism I have of this book is like, it feels kind of biased towards the internalizers sometimes. Like because it's like the author knows that the internalizers are probably the people who are going to be reading it and doesn't want to be too forward about like criticizing them and telling them about their own part in the problem and stuff. But yeah, gotta stretch. Thank you. Oh god, I heard that one. Gonna consider this Mac as an early birthday gift to myself. Dorian birthday. When is Dorian birthday? Tell me. Oh, I will crack my back. Don't you worry. The 19th. The 19th. That is Sunday. Ooh, okay. Interesting. We will consider this. Yes, sir. Posture check. Thank you very much. Hang on. Rearrange some stuff here. Okay. Okay, now for the interesting part. The externalizers. Living in the present, not considering future consequences. There's not. Thinking solutions come from the outside. Sometimes. Looking to others for improvement. What should someone else do to improve things? Looking to others for improvement. What should someone else do to improve things? I mean, I don't know. I guess I'll give myself a point for that one. Sure, why not? Act first, think later. Nah, underestimating difficulties. I do tend to flip-flop on that, don't I? Like, sometimes I'm just like, I don't know, just do it. But mostly I overthink things. Beat 25? 25. Oh, man, I keep forgetting how young you are. Oh god, I'm aging myself. Forget that you ever heard that. Reacting to whatever is going on. My guy. Reacting to whatever is going on, trying to figure out what's going on. Okay. You're an old man at heart. Okay, maybe that's why maybe that's why I keep forgetting. Viewing problems as someone else's fault. I can go there when I'm stressed. Blaming circumstances? Yeah. Can be very comfy. Getting others involved in their problems. Yeah. like, when I'm struggling with something, like one of my first instincts is to be like, hey, maybe I know someone who is an expert and can just point me to a direction, to a solution and stuff. Nobody heard that. Okay, I'm happy to hear that. And back I have the the back of an 80-year-old. Oh no, my body is 23, my mind is 3 to 99, so I can always play with Lego. Hell yeah! I mean, there's nothing immature about that. That's just, that's meditative. Like, honestly, now that I think about it, like, when I was at a clinic, like one of the therapies they offered was just basically coloring in stuff, like specifically mandalas, but it's still just coloring things with colored pencils. But it has a meditative effect, or it can have that effect. So it can still be like very valuable. Don't let your 3-year-olds play with Lego. That's a good point. That might be, yeah. That might be too early, yeah. They might swallow a brick. And then, ideally, they would still be shitting bricks. If, they're still alive at that point. Anyway, that and those Gundam models. I've never seen the show, but I love building those things, yeah. Where was I? Blaming circumstance, getting others involved. Denying or escaping reality to feel better? Yeah, sure. Being impulsive and self-focused. Impulsive and self-focused. Not really. Believing emotions have a life of their own. Getting mad easily. Sometimes. I'm gonna give myself a half point for that. Actually, shitting bricks, dark joke. I mean, I'm just saying, when when your child eats a Lego brick, then hopefully they don't choke on it. Okay, I guess shitting it out would not be the ideal case. Like, ideally, they would just be able to spit it out. Anyway. You literally build with shit. Yeah. Oh, dear. Getting mad easily. Having no interest in the inner psychological world that is not true. Expecting others to provide help. Expecting. I unfortunately don't expect anything. I should possibly have higher expectations. I don't know. Thinking others should change to improve the situation. I mean, they should. They very much should. Expecting others to listen, intending to engage in monologue. No. Demanding that others stop nagging. Nah. What a shitty construction, or what shit house is this? Yeah. I mean, neither is recommended. Like, if you've been eating enough Lego bricks to build a house out of it, then I have questions for you. Ah, Corey! My God, it feels like it's been forever. Hi there. I hope you've been doing well. Built like a brick house. Yeah. Ah, my voice. Yeah. Ah, you guys are silly. Built like a shit break house, yeah. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna need to take a little pee break. And hopefully just gonna be emitting normal stuff. Like Adam Driver, he's a little brick, not a shit one. Oh, he's like, if he is shit, then he's like high quality shit. Just listening to sleep. Oh well, I'll try to be right back then. Give me just a few minutes. Hello. I am back. One of the funniest things I've ever seen is someone Photoshop Crank from the Ninja Turtles onto a shirtless Evan Driver. Hello back, I'm Dad. Oh, hello Dad. So nice of you to come back. Just looking at us disappointedly, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to express it like this. Okay. I am back with liquid food. You know it's food because it says this is food on the cover, on the label. So at least come back with milk or cigarettes. Yeah. wonder why milk became one of the go-to things for that joke. Hello. Okay. Okay, we're done with this thing. So, wait, are we done? Yeah. So I actually have 16 points for internalizer, but also a nice old 7-ish for externalizer. Interesting. Yeah, it is very natural to have, like, just these thinking styles. Just put back that milk I had in a bottle in the fridge. Well, you can always rely on Greenie to provide the milk. Few results indicate that you're primarily an internalizer. You may feel exhausted from trying to do too much of the emotional work in your relationships. The next chapter will explore the internalizing characteristics that prompt you to do too much for others. If, on the other hand, your results indicate that you're primarily an externalizer, you might want to ask others for feedback on how you're coming across. You may be wearing out your support systems. Green milk. I don't think. I don't think Greenie is the one who's actually making the milk. Please don't misconstrue this. Sterilized milk. Yeah, I would hope so. Oh no. Balance is the key. People who fall at the extremes of either coping style usually have significant problems in living. Extreme externalizers tend to develop physical symptoms or get in trouble with their behavior, while extreme internalizers are prone to emotional symptoms like anxiety or depression. If you review the checklists in the preceding exercise, you'll see that any of the traits could be a benefit or liability depending on the circumstances. For instance, you can see that internalizers could develop self-defeating tendencies toward inaction, not speaking up, and avoiding asking for help. Conversely, although externalizers may find their life a mess, their impulsive style often makes them more willing to take action and try different solutions. Sometimes that kind of impetuousness is exactly what's needed, so in some situations it can be a strength. Under the right conditions, each style might be useful. Ultimately, problems tend to arise when people get stuck at the extreme of either coping style. And because at that point you have a personality disorder. I have extreme anxiety, so much fun, yeah! It's like the face inside is right beneath your skin and keeping you company. Yeah! Oh god. I guess that makes sense with your name. Since, the word galaxy comes from the word for milk. This is better than Pokemon, is it? Is it, really? I guess it depends on the circumstance, but also hi, Stevie. Wait, you've already been here. Never mind. But also hi, welcome back. It's cooking. I see. Well, I hope the cooking went well. A wandering creature, yeah, that makes sense. That is honestly healthy. Wandering. Good take, Teiyu. Still, the overall externalizer profile does reflect a personality that's generally more unrealistic and less adaptive. This is because the extreme externalizers' immature coping mechanisms simply don't work well for successful relationships, nor do they promote mature psychological development. Summary. Children have different ways of reacting to emotionally immature parenting, but they all develop subconscious healing fantasies about how things could get better. If a child's true self isn't accepted, the child will also adopt the role self as a way of having a valuable part to play in the family. In addition, children develop two main coping styles in response to emotionally immature parenting: externalizing or internalizing. Externalizers think the solutions to their problems will come from outside themselves, while internalizers tend to look within themselves to solve the problems. Either style might be advantageous in the moment, but internalizing is far less likely to create conflict or subject other people to hardship. Instead, the internalizer's difficulties are much more likely to result in inner distress. In the next chapter, we'll take an in-depth look at the internalizing style. You'll see how the childhood healing fantasies of internalizers can trap them in self-defeating roles, and how recovering their true self can free them again. The name is literally anything and all. The only reason is because I get reminded of Chang'e in Over the Moon, along with my appreciation for space stuff. Ah, I see. Not sure how much longer I'm gonna go. What do we have ahead of ourselves? A bunch of stuff. Say it ain't so. That's a bunch of pages. Okay, I did not find anything about why the dad goes for milk or cigarettes. Something interesting I was reading was that these dads became Santas delivering presents on Christmas, and getting the milk people leave for Santa. Oh. Okay, I see. Wait, a slap? Oh, the book. Okay, yeah. Man, I can't believe you actually researched that. That's really cool. I don't know. I do want to go for like at least 3 hours. So let's go. What it's like to be an internalizer. As children, perceptive internalizers can't help but notice it when their parents aren't truly connecting with them. They register emotional hurt in a way that a less aware child doesn't, and therefore are affected deeply by growing up with emotionally immature parents. Because internalizers are sensitive to the subtleties of their relationships with loved ones, when they have an emotionally unengaged parent, they are much more aware of the painful loneliness that results. In this chapter, we'll take a closer look at the characteristics of internalizers. We'll also explore the pitfalls of an internalizing style, particularly how hopes for a close connection can lead people to do too much for others, to the point of neglecting themselves. And it is kind of silly to start a new chapter just before I'm ending. Painful loneliness, my one true love. Oh, weirdo. Oh no. I hope we're gonna get better about that. Like we'll find, a sense of belonging. I believe that. Give love, yes. Why can't we give love, give love, give love, give love? 'Cause love's such an old-fashioned something and stuff. Okay, yeah, thanks for the lurk. Okay, you know what? What could I do for a few minutes? Now I have that in my head. I'm glad you could recognize what I was saying. Let's see. What could I do? What could I do? Any ideas for something I could do for like 50 minutes or so? Does anyone have any ideas? Does anyone have any questions? Because otherwise, I have no idea what to do. Why a goat? Well, you see, goats are pretty good. There are a lot of potential reasons. I just kind of like goats. Just kind of like horned creatures. And, you know, so I gravitated towards that, like, immediately, but then I was thinking about, like, which animal would actually be ideal for this whole thing. And I knew that I wanted it to be an animal because I was inspired by Boggle the Owl, which was a thing that was like popular on Tumblr for a while. Where this someone wrote these letters of encouragement and included like this little drawing of an owl with them. And people really resonated with that because, you know, we've all been hurt a lot by people, and we're always second guessing other people's motivations and all that, and also we're worried about how other people might judge us and the expectations they have for us and all that. And I think that is why animals can be so therapeutic, because we recognize that they are just, you know, what you see is what you get, you know? They don't judge, they don't have expectations, they're just there. And yeah, so that's why I wanted to get like that extra layer of removal from being a human. And also yeah, I also anyway, you want a nice day, just listen to Teiyu and you'll feel happy ever after. Aw. That's sweet. Stitch, hi there. We're kind of winding down after, because I'm you know, I'm still getting back into the swing of things. Still need to build up my stamina again. Pikachu voice. I'm afraid I can't do that for a long time. Hang on, what does Pikachu sound like? Pikachu. Pika. Pikachu. Pikachu. Oh god, I can't do that one. Pikachu. Sure. Pika Pikachu. Pika Pikachu. Pika Pikachu. Oh, blah. I can't do that. I can't do that when actually speaking. I'm sorry. Onion nose are ready to have a... Hang on. And also... Okay, wait. I was still on the goat. You made me laugh. Okay, I'm glad. Right, but I was second guessing, like, if a goat was actually the ideal animal, and then it occurred to me that it actually is. Because a goat is like... Well, first of all, goats are possibly the first domesticated animal, so they've been, you know, they've been companions for a long time, but also they are not as like submissive as dogs. Like, because I want to be there for people, but I also want to be like reliable. I want people to not. I want to not just be like a cute bean who comforts, but also like a well-meaning like mentor figure who sometimes gives some hard truths and stuff like that too. So I feel like that is like the ideal middle ground, because goats are also known for being like tough and stubborn and sturdy. They can climb, and also they have a history of being wronged and used as a scapegoat, and I don't know why that's relevant, but it is the case. Anyway, too much fluff, too much Teiyu, not just... Wait, what? There's something called too much fluff, and Teiyu needs to be too fluff and not just fluff. Oh, I don't know what that means. Gonna make a horned up joke, but thought better about it. Very good, I'm proud of you. Mind goat the better of it? Yes. Goat to be kidding me with the jokes, hell yeah. Goat on your nerves already, or do you have a horn to pick with me? Jesus Christ. I'm just this close to putting a stick in you. That's what she said. Oh dear. I think you picked well too. You'd be a cutie, thank you. I worked like really long on this design. Some goats are subs. Just some. I assume so, yes. I have no body you can poke, but a bone to pick. Huh. Interesting. We're learning... Oh yeah, right. I guess a lich would be kind of skeletal, wouldn't it? Sacrificial goats, yeah. That's also snuggleable, yeah. That's why they're in petting zoos. That explains why you got no body. Okay. Anyway. God, okay. Let me. Need to get a goat plush. Man, that would be the life, wouldn't it? God, imagine goat plush. What? Don't I have a goat plush? I have a goat plush. My God! I am living the ideal life. And I just wasn't seeing it. We all need a Teiyu plushie in our lives. Aw. Man, one day it's gonna be real. Hopefully. Okay, yeah, I need to get going. My brain is melting. And these puns aren't helping. Come on, let's look for someone to raid. Let us see. Who do we have here? Oh. Let's Iron Mouse is streaming. Hell yeah. Okay. Okay, I think I have a person to raid. Uzi Oozborn. A big old cutie. Autistic, non-binary. Has a very pleasant voice. Just a real sweetheart. Gets really excited about stuff and just super lovable. Do a voice on cooldown. It should only be 10 minutes. What is going on there? Huh. Gonna need to look into that again. Great mouse, yeah! You know, the fourth skeleton brother in Undertale with those jokes. Unfortunately for you, the skeleton brother A skeleton body would need to have eardrums which are made of nerves and connected to the brain, but as you're a skeleton, you unfortunately wouldn't hear your own music. Oh god. I mean, maybe they feel the vibrations in their bones? Me and my little bro just rip off versions of the two original. That is honestly respectable. Like, even a rip-off of Sans and Papyrus would still be amazing. Learn from the best. Okay. You have magic. Yeah, that's true. I mean, otherwise a skeleton without anything else would just kind of be lying around in the dirt, wouldn't it? Okay, y'all ready to raid? Y'all excited for some what's it called? Y'all excited for some what's it called? What was it? Cult of the Lamb. That's what it was. Let's do it. Let's do the thing. Maybe eventually I should think of some raid messages, but y'all just think of whatever you want. Raid. Uzi. I'm glad you had fun. Y'all, I'm glad you guys spent some time with me. Hopefully the next time is gonna be a little longer. But yeah. What's your title will lead you be a little girl. Yeah. Lee. Love spending time with you. I love spending time with you too. You guys are so sweet. Okay. Well, okay. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. Take care. Take care and just, yeah. Just take care of yourselves, okay? You're loved, okay? Always remember that you're loved. Okay. Bye-bye.
There, we'll do a sermon for the day. Thank you for that contribution. I get that face up. Oh, Teiyu! Oh my gosh! Wow, Teiyu! It's so nice to see you in here. Gosh heck. Oh, gosh heck. Sorry. I've just come back from. I haven't been streaming for about 3 weeks because I was sick, so I apologize. My voice kind of cracked there for a second. Get some water. Long time no chat. Yeah, Swedish Fish, it's nice to see you. Oh, we gotta do a shout out for Teiyu. So Teiyu, I switched up how I shout out people now. I just do a normal shout out, but then I ask whoever rated me if you're okay if I show off a clip of yours. Because not everybody wants their clips to be shown. Sometimes it can be overwhelming, sometimes it can be overloading. But if you're okay with it, let me know, and I will go and show. Absolutely excellent. I'm gonna jump over here. Boop. We're gonna go right to Teiyu. Teiyu is a wonderful goat. They are just adorable. I love them. I don't always get a chance to see their streams, different time zones, but I heckin' love it. Let's go to all. This is the most popular one. Let's check out the little goat. And so much more. No. Uzi has to disappear for a second. Let me scroll this down. There we go. Boop.
Building an identity for each person. Jesus Christ. Pronunciation. My lips need some. person assessing how they may have.
Let's go see if we find another one. I love Teiyu. They have such a wonderful voice. Let's see. Sick and cranky goat checks in. Oh, yes.
Let me see what you can do. Okay. Okay, is that something you can do?
I love the model so
I mean,
much. It's so
I don't
cute.
know, maybe it is. Wait, can we actually go down here? Oh. Well then, we could just go in there. Okay. So from working out, oh cool. I'm glad you worked out. I haven't been doing that in a while because I've been sick. Like,
Aww. What game was that, Anonymous? Let me see. Let me click back. That particular game was
and so much more.
Some Distant Memory was the name of the game that Teiyu was playing at the time. But welcome in everyone from the raid. I'm so glad that you're here. Teiyu is a wonderful streamer, and I adore the fact that he recommended coming here. But I'm just Uzi Oozborn. I'm a little slime on the interwebs, trying to make 4 hours of your day just a little happier, a little easier. Sometimes I go longer than that, but it's usually about 4 hours in a day. But yeah, I just do a lot of variety stuff. I'm just a little guy. Today we're playing Cult of the Lamb, as voted on by chat, because this is my first stream back in about 3 weeks. I got the flu, and then unfortunately, the flu led into a laryngitis infection, so I couldn't talk for 3 weeks either. So this is the most talking I've done since Tuesday. So my voice might sound a little sore at times, and that's because it is. But I also wanted to come back because it had been too long. So thank you all for coming. And we don't have any follower raffles just yet, but hopefully maybe we might get 1 or 2 more before the stream ends. But we are playing Cult of the Lamb. Oh, welcome in, Linkage. And welcome in everybody that, that followed, by the way. I'm actually going to go jump over here for a second. So this way I can actually go back through, because it was like the Lich, Galax Stammen, and I believe there might have been, Scumbag Sorcerer, thank you. Yes, thank you all for the for being slimed. It is much appreciated.
Oh,